Most people think running a livestock business means owning a big farm with lots of land. They think you need acres of green fields, expensive barns, and thousands of dollars just to get started. That is not true. The reality is very different. Right now, thousands of ordinary people across the world are running small animal businesses from their backyard, and these businesses are paying them real money every single month. Not once a year. Not seasonally. Every single month. This is not about selling one animal at a festival or making a little extra cash during holidays. This is about building a proper monthly income from animals that produce something people want to buy regularly. And the best part is you do not need a lot of space, a lot of money, or a lot of experience to begin. Before we go into the 5 animal businesses, there is one important thing you need to understand. The people who fail at livestock businesses almost always make the same mistake. They buy animals first and think about selling later. They feed the animals for months, spend money on housing and medicine, and then realize they have no consistent buyers. That is the wrong way to do it. The right way is to think like a business owner from day one. Pick an animal that produces something people buy every week or every month. Build your system. Find your buyers. Then scale up. Feed prices have gone up a lot in recent years. That means your profit margin depends on picking the right animal, one that gives you the most return for every dollar you spend on feed. The 5 animals on this list are chosen exactly for that reason. They are efficient, they are productive, and they pay you every month without making you wait for one big annual event. Let us get into it. Number 5, quail. Most people walk right past quail without a second thought. And that is exactly why quail is one of the best-kept secrets in the small livestock world right now. Nobody is talking about it seriously, which means the opportunity is still wide open for anyone willing to take a closer look. Here is the first thing that surprises people about quail. A quail hen starts laying eggs at just 6 to 8 weeks old. Compare that to a regular backyard chicken, which takes 5 to 6 months before it lays its first egg. By the time your chicken lays its first egg, your quail has already been producing income for 4 months. That single fact changes everything. The eggs themselves sell for good money. At farmers markets and specialty food stores, quail eggs sell for $5 to $10 per dozen. In neighborhoods with Asian or Middle Eastern food markets, the price often goes even higher. People buy quail eggs for cooking, for pickling, and for presentation in restaurants. The demand is real and it is growing. Now here is the space reality. One quail needs about 1 square foot of space. You can keep 50 birds in a basic cage inside a shed, a garage, or a covered corner of your backyard. 50 laying quail will give you 40 to 45 eggs every single day. That works out to about 25 dozen eggs per week. At $6 per dozen, that is $150 every week. Over a full month, that is $600 in gross income. Feed costs for 50 birds run about $40 to $60 per month. So your actual take-home is around $500 to $550 per month from a system that fits in a space smaller than most bedrooms. There is also a bonus income stream that most quail keepers ignore completely. Quail manure is extremely rich in nitrogen. Gardeners love it because it can go straight onto garden beds without composting first, which is not the case with most other animal waste. Bags of quail manure sell for $10 to $20 each. Many quail farmers cover their entire monthly feed bill just from manure sales, which means the egg income becomes almost pure profit. Quail are also legal in most counties across many countries, including suburban and semi-urban areas where chickens are not allowed. If you have been told you cannot keep poultry, look up your local rules specifically for quail. The answer is often different and often in your favor. Quail is the most underrated $500 per month business in backyard livestock. Start here if you have limited space and want fast results. Number 4, meat rabbits. Meat rabbits do not care how much land you have. They do not need pasture. They do not need a barn. What they need is a few wire cages, a bag of feed, and about 30 minutes of your time each day. That is the entire operation. The efficiency of rabbits is what makes them so special for small-scale farmers. For every 3 pounds of feed you give a rabbit, you get 1 pound of meat. Compare that to beef, where a cow needs 7 pounds of feed to produce 1 pound of meat. That ratio is the reason rabbit businesses work on budgets that would make every other livestock operation impossible. A single female rabbit, called a doe, can produce 8 to 14 babies per litter. She can do this 5 to 7 times per year. That means from one breeding female alone, you can get up to 90 market-ready rabbits in a single year. A simple starter setup with 3 does and 1 male rabbit fits comfortably in a small shed or a 10 by 10 covered space. Processed rabbits, finished at around 4 to 5 pounds, sell for $30 to $45 each. And the buyers are not random one-time customers. They come from very specific communities that need rabbit meat regularly. Raw pet food customers buy rabbit meat every month for their dogs. Families from Middle Eastern, Latino, and Asian backgrounds in cities across the world actively look for fresh rabbit. Specialty butchers and health-conscious consumers who want clean, lean protein also buy consistently. These are repeat buyers. Once they find you, they come back every single month. Run the basic numbers. 3 does produce 15 to 21 market rabbits per month. At an average price of $35 per rabbit, that is $525 to $735 per month. After feed costs of $50 to $75, your net monthly income lands between $450 and $650. Just like quail, rabbits also produce a bonus income that most people throw away. Rabbit manure does not need composting. It goes directly onto garden beds and does not burn plant roots. Gardeners and nursery owners pay $8 to $20 per bag. Some rabbit operations earn an extra $100 to $200 per month purely from waste material, which means some months the manure alone covers the entire feed bill. Meat rabbits give you the strongest return per square foot of any livestock on this list. The numbers are consistent, the buyers are loyal, and the operation is simple enough for anyone to run. Number 3, laying ducks. When most people think about an egg business, they think chickens. That is understandable. Chickens are familiar. But when you put the real numbers side by side, ducks beat chickens in almost every category that actually matters for building income. Duck eggs make up less than 3% of the total egg market in most countries. That means there is almost no competition. When you show up at a farmer's market or a food cooperative with duck eggs, you are not fighting for shelf space with dozens of other sellers. You are often the only one. Scarcity creates pricing power, and duck egg sellers use it every single week. Duck eggs consistently sell for 40 to 200% more than chicken eggs in the same market. Bakers and pastry chefs specifically seek them out because duck egg yolks are larger, richer, and produce noticeably better results in cakes, pasta, and bread. Once a baker finds a reliable duck egg supplier, they do not switch. That is a loyal monthly customer locked in. The weather advantage is something that chicken farmers cannot compete with. Ducks lay consistently through cold temperatures, rain, and muddy conditions that shut down chicken production completely. In many regions, chicken egg production drops sharply in winter. Duck egg production stays steady. That means your income does not disappear when the weather changes. A flock of 10 to 14 ducks costs $25 to $40 per month to feed. They thrive in the wet, low-lying corners of your property that nothing else uses well. 10 ducks produce at least 18 dozen eggs per month. 14 ducks produce up to 28 dozen. At $7 to $12 per dozen, that is $140 to $336 gross. After feed, your monthly take-home is $250 to $450. And unlike big livestock, ducks pay you every single week, not once a season. That steady weekly rhythm is what makes this business so reliable for household cash flow. Number 2, hair sheep. Hair sheep is for the person who wants a real, meaningful monthly income. Not small amounts here and there, but a proper payday that can genuinely shift a household budget. Hair sheep do not need shearing. They shed their own coat naturally through the year. That single fact removes one of the biggest skill barriers and labor costs in traditional sheep farming. You are raising these animals for meat income, not for wool. That keeps the operation simple. A well-managed ewe produces 1.5 to 2 lambs per year. Finished lambs reach 65 to 85 pounds of hanging weight. Direct-to-customer prices in most markets sit between $9 and $14 per pound. That is not a wholesale price. That is what real buyers pay when they come directly to you. A starting flock of 4 to 6 ewes fits on a quarter acre of managed pasture. With 4 ewes, you finish 6 to 7 lambs in a year. At an average of 75 pounds of hanging weight and $10 per pound, each lamb brings $750. 6 lambs per year is $4,500 gross. Averaged across 12 months, that is $375 per month. But here is what separates the farmers who do very well from the ones who simply break even. Timing. Lambs sold just before major holidays like Eid, Easter, or Christmas sell for $12 to $14 per pound, sometimes more in cities with large Muslim, Christian, or Greek communities where whole lamb demand is extremely strong. The same animal that earns $750 in a regular month can earn over $900 if you plan the sale around the right time of year. After hay and mineral costs during off-pasture months, your real monthly net averages between $350 and $650 across the year. Hair sheep breeds like Dorper and Barbados Blackbelly are hardy, easy to manage, and suitable for first-time sheep owners in most climates. Number 1. Pastured pigs. This is the business that generates more cash per single transaction than anything else on this list. And if you have been avoiding pigs because you think you need a lot of land or a lot of money to start, this will change your thinking completely. The key to a successful small pig operation is breed selection. Heritage breeds like Duroc, Berkshire, and Large Black are the right animals for small land and direct market sales. These breeds put on muscle well, finish without stalling, and produce the kind of pork that earns premium prices from serious buyers. One good sow gives you 5 to 8 piglets per breeding cycle. For a small operation, finishing 1 to 2 pigs per cycle is the right approach. Do not try to finish 5 pigs at once on a small plot. That is where most backyard pig farmers lose their margin. Heritage breeds finish at 160 to 190 pounds of hanging weight. Direct-to-consumer prices run $7 to $9 per pound in most markets. In urban markets, at farm-to-table restaurants and specialty butcher shops, that number rises to $9 to $11 per pound. 2 finished pigs in a single cycle produce between $1,900 and $3,400 gross. Most small operations complete 1 to 1.5 cycles per year. Averaged across 12 months, your net income after grain costs lands between $400 and $800 per month. The timing strategy is what makes this business work on a small scale. Start your piglets in April or May. Finish them on fall pasture through September and October. Sell in October and November when families are actively filling their freezers before winter. You avoid expensive winter grain costs. Your customers are ready and motivated. The cycle pays you exactly when the calendar is working in your favor. Heritage pork from pasture-raised pigs is a premium product in today's market. The same pig that earns you $2,000 through a basic direct sale can earn significantly more through a restaurant relationship or a specialty butcher once your product quality proves itself. Every animal on this list pays you monthly. Every single one produces something beyond the main product that people will also pay for. Quail manure and pickled eggs. Rabbit manure and dried rabbit ears for pet treats. Duck fat in jars. Pig tallow turned into soap or skin balm. These bonus income streams do not require more animals. They come from what you are already producing, and they turn what most people throw away into extra money every month. The most profitable small livestock operations are not running just one system. They are stacking 2 that work well together. Ducks for weekly cash flow and sheep for the big seasonal payday. Quail for steady monthly income and rabbits for the direct protein market. 2 income rhythms on 1 small property. That is the real model, and it is completely achievable on the land most people already have. Pick the one that fits your space, your budget, and your lifestyle. Build the system. Find your buyers first. Then grow from there. The animals are ready. The market is ready. The only thing missing is the decision to start.